We've all seen these before. 5 versions of the same pose, and there are thousands more. It is the most parodied painting in America. The pitchfork, the 2 long faces, the little pointed window. And almost nobody who borrows the pose can say the one thing that actually matters about the original. Who are the 2 people in it? Not a farmer and his wife. The woman was Grant Wood's sister, Nan. The man was his dentist. Wood found the house first, empty, in a little Iowa town called Eldon, before he had chosen a single model. The couple standing in front of it were never in a room together. This family is a fiction. It never existed. Grant Wood, American Gothic, 1930. A woman, a man, a house, a fork. And almost everything you think you are looking at, Wood assembled, piece by piece, out of parts that were never together. So let us take it apart and watch him build it. America, 1930. Out in Iowa, the farmer had been hurting since before the crash. He had ridden the wartime boom, then watched the prices fall out from under him and kept every last debt. Now he watched his own children drive off to the city. The tractor and the telephone were quietly making his whole world old. And a world only starts to feel precious the moment a man stops living it and begins to remember it. This is the country the picture would land in. But first, somebody had to give it a shape. Grant Wood was 39, born on an Iowa farm in Cedar Rapids since his father died when he was 10. Iowa was not a subject he picked up from outside. It was home and memory and how he paid the rent. Teaching, decorating, painting whatever the town commissioned. He had years of European study behind him, and a trip to Munich had sharpened his taste for crisp edges and close detail. But the tidy story, Munich as a conversion, is too tidy. The technique was not the point yet. He still did not have a language for the place he knew best. His Iowa pioneers were portraits of particular people. He had not yet turned a memory into a type. The material was all around him. Family photographs, handmade things, plain local buildings. And then, in Eldon, he saw a house. Its pointed window and upright boards did not invent his interest in an older Iowa. They gave it a shape. The people came next. Here is the route, because the picture almost gives it away. Begin where Wood began, with the house. It still stands, built in 1881 in a style called Carpenter Gothic, a plain timber cottage that borrows one flourish from the great stone cathedrals, a tall, pointed, church-like window up in the gable. Wood made a quick oil study on the spot and had a friend photograph it. Look what caught him. That oversized window and the long vertical boards running the whole height of the wall. In the painting, he pushed it further, steepened the roof, stretched the window, made the whole thing lean upward. And a house shaped like that, he decided, needed a certain kind of face in front of it. He said it himself. The people should be, in Wood's own phrase, American Gothic people to stand in front of a house of this type. Long, lean, upright. People who match their architecture. So before this picture had a family, it had a vacancy, shaped exactly like one. The 2 people Wood found to fill that vacancy were real. Their relationship was not. His sister, Nan, was 30, A portrait from the same years shows a thoroughly modern woman, waved hair, open face. For American Gothic, he undid all of that, pulled the hair back flat, lengthened the face, and stripped away almost every clue that could pin her to 1930. Same woman, half a century apart. The man was Dr. Byron McKeeby, Wood's dentist, 62 and reluctant. He agreed on one condition, that nobody would recognize him. Wood made his long face answer the pointed window behind it, and then, cheerfully, made him recognizable anyway. Here is the part everyone gets wrong. Wood painted the house, his sister, and his dentist in separate sittings. Nan and McKeeby did not pose together. That does not mean they never met. They were family friends. It means no real household ever stood in front of Wood to be recorded. Are they husband and wife, or father and daughter? Wood stayed cheerfully inconsistent about it for the rest of his life. The picture never settles it, because the picture is a fiction, and a fiction can leave the question open. Turning a model into an ancestor starts with the clothes. Nan pulled her marcelled hair, the tight waves of the day, back flat and out of its own decade. Wood dressed her, in his words, like a tintype from his old family album, a collection he treasured. An apron trimmed with rickrack, that little zigzag braid cut from an old dress, a cameo at the throat, a white collar. None of it proves a biography. All of it makes the role look inherited. For McKeeby, Wood went rummaging and found an old collarless shirt among his own painting rags. The studio itself was supplying the wardrobe. Add bibbed overalls and a dark jacket, and the disguise is complete. Nothing here is neutral. Wood chose every thread to carry two modern people back into the generation of the house. Costume does not hide the models, it hands them a past. The stillness comes from a third source, old photographs. Look at how the two figures stand. Torsos upright, eyes barely giving, faces set hard. That is the look of a long exposure. The minute you had to hold still while the plate drank the light. And there was a whole convention of it out on the prairie. Traveling photographers standing families in front of their homes, a tool in hand to mark the work and to steady the sitter through the weight. So the pitchfork is a period, an occupation, and a way of holding still all at once. Wood's closest match is a photograph by Solomon Butcher. Wanda Korn lays out the grammar he borrowed. The stiff, upright torsos, the unblinking eyes, and the mute, stony faces of a studio portrait. Even the potted plants are quoted. In those photographs, plants on the porch meant a household that could keep something alive through a Midwestern winter, a small, hard-won pride. Wood sets them just over Nan's shoulder, exactly where the fork stands before the doctor. He had painted his own mother beside plants like these the year before. So the severity is not simply two dour people, it is a pose, borrowed from a machine that demanded you not move. Now watch the separate parts become one picture. This is where Wood is quietly brilliant. Start with the fork. His first sketch had a rake. He swapped it for a 3-tined pitchfork, better for farming and better for design. 3 hard verticals held at the center of the frame. Follow a tine downward and it becomes a seam in the overalls. Follow it up and it rhymes with the bars of the Gothic window in the gable. Fork, man, house. 1 vertical line. The face is lengthened to match the window. He pulls the whole picture tall. The stripes of the shirt pick up the boards of the wall behind him. Her oval cameo answers the oval of her face and the round leaves of the plants. And every surface, skin, cloth, timber, gets the same dry, even light and the same hard edge. Pattern does the work that life never did. 3 separate studies, and now you cannot pull them apart. Here is the fact that quietly redates the whole picture. The house was built in 1881, and Wood did not put 1930 Iowans in front of it. He made people of the house's own generation. Korn puts it flatly. The couple are not up-to-date 1930 Iowans, but people of the same vintage as the 1881 house. That is why the family album mattered so much. The clothes, the pose, the plants do not just make the pair rural, they make them ancestral. Wood had reached for the family album before, in earlier portraits of an older Iowa. Here he compresses that instinct into a public type. And remember what was happening outside the frame. Cars, tractors, telephones, consolidated schools, all steadily erasing the world he was painting. He built this invented, older household in 1930, exactly when hard times made endurance feel like a virtue, and the past felt like somewhere safe. So this is not a snapshot of a real farm. It is a modern picture dressed as a memory. The date in the corner says 1930. Almost every other choice points backwards. Look again, knowing that. Not two farmers caught in 1930, two models, reshaped to match a house built 50 years before them. When American Gothic reached Chicago, it won a bronze medal and $300. And then the arguing started, and it has never really stopped. Some Iowans took it as an insult. One farmer's wife complained that her people had, quote, progressed beyond the three-timed pitchfork stage. East Coast critics went the other way and called the caricature cruel, proof, they decided, of small-town narrowness. And you can read it that way. The pursed mouths carry it. So does that one loose curl at Nan's neck. A little disorder escaping all that discipline. But Wood said, plainly, that he had never held them up to ridicule. The pair had their faults, he said, but were basically good and solid people. A tribute does not cancel the humour. A joke does not cancel the care. He seems to have meant both, and left us to fight about it. Fight about it we did. 12 years on, the photographer Gordon Parks made his own American Gothic. One woman, a government cleaner named Ella Watson, her broom and mop set against the stars and stripes. A portrait of segregation in Washington. The pose had become a template. Swap the two figures, swap the tool, and it will carry almost any argument you hand it. Which is exactly why it works as a meme, and why it started this film. The picture stays open because the household was never closed. No real family, no fixed story, just a frame waiting for you to fill it. So let us run it backwards and put the fiction back together. A small, empty house in Eldon with nobody in front of it. A studio and two people who never sat there at the same time. Old clothes, borrowed to carry them backward 50 years. A photographer's pose to keep them still. And one hard vertical pattern. Fork, window, boards, faces, all locking the separate pieces together. Down to the last oval. You can see the seams now. It does not weaken the picture. It explains its grip. The real house, the real sister, the real dentist. They gave Wood evidence. None of them gave him this family. The house gave a date, a window, and a vacancy. The studio gave the choosing. 2 sitters, old cloth, a remembered photograph, a new arrangement. Nan and McKeeby could stand together beside the finished picture years later. But by then the painted couple had a life of their own. A sister and a dentist had become farmer and wife, father and daughter, targets of satire, emblems of endurance. The roles keep changing because the picture left room. So look once more at the two long faces and that single loose curl. Whatever you decide they are, remember that Grant Wood built them out of parts that were never in the room together. When you look at them now, is it a joke, a tribute, or something big enough to be both?